In the heart of Southeast Asia, nestled between lush jungle and turquoise waters, lies Malaysia, a country where old traditions and modern life live together in peace. But did you know that Malaysia has a one-of-a-kind monarchy system in the world? A king chosen every 5 years, who protects traditions, and is a symbol of national unity. In this video, we're going to explore together what goes on behind the scenes of a 1,000-year-old ceremony, the crowning of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, and we'll talk about the role of Malaysia's constitutional king. Get ready for an amazing journey into the heart of Malaysian culture, where every little thing, every action, is full of history and meaning. Together, we will see the crowning of the 17th king of Malaysia, Sultan Ibrahim of Johor, and discover a royal history that is both rich and complicated. Malaysia is a constitutional monarchy, but unlike many others, the king doesn't directly inherit the throne. Instead, imagine a rotating system, where 9 hereditary sultans, along with 4 governors who are the guardians of their respective states, meet every 5 years for a very important election during the Conference of Rulers. These 9 sultans, who come from old royal families, have the power to choose one of themselves to rule over all of Malaysia, as the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. The governors are the leaders of states that don't have a royal family. Even though they are part of the Conference of Rulers, they can't become the Agong and don't have any say in choosing the next king. The 4 governors represent the states of Penang, Malacca, Sabah, and Sarawak. It's a system unique in the world, a living example of a complex and fascinating historical heritage. In 2024, Sultan Ibrahim of Johor, a well-known and respected leader, was chosen by his peers to take on the important role of monarch. His election marks the start of a new chapter in the history of the Malaysian monarchy, a chapter we're going to explore together. Imagine the scene: 9 sultans gathered in a private room of the national palace, discussing according to old traditions to choose the one who will represent the entire nation. This is the Conference of Rulers, Majlis Raja Raja. The election follows a traditional rotation order, but each ruler can choose to accept or decline their turn. It's a process filled with seriousness, where old traditions and current political issues come together. A king chosen by his peers. That might seem like a strange idea, but it's this very unique quality that gives the Malaysian monarchy its strength and makes it special to the people. To understand how this unique system came to be, we need to go back in time, all the way to the colonial era. Before it became independent, Malaysia was a patchwork of sultanates, each led by a sultan, but under the control of the British Empire. When Malaysia gained its independence from the United Kingdom on August 31, 1957, the country's founding fathers faced a big challenge: how to build a modern nation while keeping the identity and traditions of each sultanate. Their answer was both bold and new: to create a constitutional monarchy where the role of head of state would be taken in turns by the sultans of the different states, a clever mix of old royal ways and new democratic hopes. The first Yang di-Pertuan Agong was the king of Negeri Sembilan, a state where the idea of an elected monarchy was already a big part of their culture. This was a really strong symbolic choice, setting up a system based on fairness between the states and respect for old traditions. This clever system has lasted through the years, showing how Malaysia can bring together its past and present, making tradition and modern life work together in a delicate and special balance. The coronation of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong is much more than just a formal ceremony. It's a national event, a sacred moment that brings together Malaysia's identity and unity. Months of careful planning happened before this big day, with every little thing guided by old traditions. Imagine the scene: the royal palace, covered in fancy decorations, buzzing with the sound of traditional drums. Important people from all over the country, dressed in their finest clothes, wait in an atmosphere full of respect and emotion. Then, the moment everyone has been waiting for arrives. Sultan Ibrahim of Johor, wearing his traditional outfit, appears, looking serious and calm. Every move, every step is planned out, timed perfectly. The most important part of the ceremony is when the oath is taken on the Quran, which shows the Muslim faith and the promise of fair and just rule. It's a very emotional moment. The new king then receives the sacred items of power: the sword, which stands for strength and justice, the scepters, which show both worldly and spiritual authority, and the official documents which prove his rule is rightful. The outfit the king wears for his coronation is much more than just a costume. It's a true masterpiece of craftsmanship, showing off the richness and beauty of Malaysian culture. Every part of this outfit is full of symbols and history. The king wears the musket, a traditional garment that's super elegant, inspired by Omani royal clothes. Imagine a fancy fabric, hand-embroidered with gold threads, sparkling brightly under the palace lights. On his head, the tengkolok, the royal headwear, catches everyone's eye. Hand-woven with songket, a traditional fabric from the Johor region, it's decorated with complex patterns, symbols of power and good fortune. Every detail of the royal outfit, from the mother-of-pearl buttons to the gold embroidery, comes from old traditions passed down through generations by skilled artisans. It takes many hours of careful work to create these amazing pieces of jewelry and embroidery. The coronation of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong is a chance for Malaysia to show off its rich traditional crafts. It's a special treasure, carefully kept and shared with new generations. Besides being beautiful, the royal clothes and accessories show the spirit of Malaysia, a special mix of tradition, elegance, and national pride. The coronation of the King of Malaysia is like a dance of symbolic objects, each one full of history and meaning. Among them, some stand out because they are so important and powerful. The Keris Panjang Diraja, the royal sword, is much more than just a weapon. It's made with metals from every state of Malaysia, showing how the nation is united and can't be broken. It's a sacred blade, a symbol of the ruler's strength and fairness. The Kogan Alam, the scepter of nature, is another important object. Made from valuable materials, it shows how people and nature live together in peace, and how well the kingdom is doing. It's a constant reminder of the king's duties to his people and the environment. The Kogan Agama, the religious scepter, is very important in the ceremony. It shows the king's role as the religious leader of Islam for the whole country. It reminds us how important faith is in Malaysian culture, and how religion brings everyone together. These sacred objects, carried with great respect by members of the army and police, are not just old relics. They show the main values of the Malaysian monarchy: togetherness, fairness, respect for nature, and faith. Their constant presence next to the king is there to remind him of his duties to his people, and his job to keep the kingdom peaceful and successful. Behind the splendor and seriousness of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong's coronation is a huge amount of planning, a perfectly timed dance that involves hundreds of people for months. Imagine the sewing workshops where skilled workers are busy making the royal clothes, hand-stitching miles of gold thread onto fancy fabrics. Every detail is thought about, every stitch made with amazing care. In the offices, expert calligraphers carefully write the royal documents using old methods passed down through families. Some documents are even written on goatskin, using a rare and special skill. The Royal Mint also helps by making special coins, as a reminder of this big historical event. These collector coins will be carefully kept by coin collectors and history buffs. And what about the big practice runs done in secret, so that everyone, from the royal guard to the foreign guest, knows their part perfectly? There's even a backup plan for rain, because nothing can be left to chance. The coronation of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong is a huge challenge to organize, an amazing feat of planning that shows Malaysia's ability to put on big international events while keeping its culture and traditions. Beyond all the fancy ceremonies and rules, Sultan Ibrahim of Johor is seen as a king who is close to his people. He's a modern and friendly ruler who shows Malaysia's togetherness and stability. People call him Raja Berjiwa Rakyat, which means the king with the heart of the people. He's known for being down-to-earth, caring, and dedicated to helping those who need it most. These qualities earn him the love and respect of all Malaysians, no matter their background or religion. The king plays a super important role in Malaysian society. As a symbol of national unity and peace, he makes sure that all the different groups of people in the country get along, sharing a message of understanding and respect for each other. His coronation is a chance for Malaysians to come together around shared values, to celebrate who they are as a nation, and to show their support for the constitutional monarchy. It's a very emotional time, where people show their pride and hope for the future. Sultan Ibrahim of Johor, with his charm and closeness to the people, represents the hope for a united and successful Malaysia, where old traditions and new ideas work well together. He's a role model for future generations, a strong symbol of national identity and unity. His reign is starting off on a great note, carried by the love and respect of an entire nation. A new chapter in Malaysia's history is being written, a chapter filled with hope, unity, and progress. As a constitutional monarch, the King of Malaysia plays an important political role, but it's limited by the constitution. Unlike a king with absolute power, his powers are guided, and he has to work with the elected government. The king's role is mostly symbolic and ceremonial, showing the country's unity and acting as a national leader. The king chooses the prime minister, but this choice has to show what the parliament wants, usually the leader of the party, with the most votes. He also has the power to close parliament, but this is usually done when the prime minister suggests it. Also, the king has to approve certain laws and government decisions, but this power is often used in a formal way. However, the king also has special powers in certain situations, like choosing senators or announcing a state of emergency. These special rights let the king be a steadying force during tough times, making sure the country stays strong and stable. The system of constitutional monarchy in Malaysia is set up to balance old traditions and new democracy, letting the king stay a respected and important figure, while the power to run the country goes to the people's elected representatives. It's a tricky balance, but it has helped Malaysia get through political challenges while keeping its cultural and historical roots. In conclusion, the Malaysian monarchy is a rare and precious example of a political system that has lasted through time by changing with the times while keeping its core and traditions. It's a living legacy, a symbol of national identity and the unity of the Malaysian people. This system, unique in the world, born from a mix of past and present, is an example of strength and being able to adapt. It shows Malaysia's ability to bring together tradition and modern life, to have different cultures and religions live together peacefully. If this journey into the heart of the Malaysian monarchy has caught your attention, don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel to discover other amazing parts of this extraordinary country's culture and history.